All right, we have some special announcements about some upcoming events that I really wanted to make a separate video about here so that you would have the details for these. And so the first one is our upcoming trip to Springfield, Illinois, which will be the weekend of April 26th and 27th. So we're going to meet Saturday morning, April 26th, at the Lincoln Home National Historic Site Visitor Center, which is at 426 South 7th Street in Springfield. Now, the visitor center opens at 9. We want everyone to get there at 8:30 so that Douglas Gifford, who's the leader of our group, can get a head count for tickets. Get in and get tickets for this event. Tickets go quick, so it is critical that everyone be there prior to 9 o'clock so that Doug can get a ticket for the group. And then there'll be a tour of Lincoln's home. Following that, the second stop of the day will be at the Daughters of Union Veterans Museum. That'll probably end up right around 11 a.m., and that's 503 South Walnut Street in Springfield. That also has free admission. Not sure when we'll do lunch that day. It'll be dependent upon where we are in the day, but the third stop will be Camp Butler National Cemetery at 5063 Camp Butler Road in Springfield. At this site, there are Union and Confederate graves. Camp Butler was a Union training camp for the Illinois troops. It also ended up being a POW camp where several Confederate prisoners were kept, and several Confederate prisoners died. So we'll spend a little bit of time talking about where the original sites were, the scope of that site, etc. Then we're going to go to the Illinois State Military Museum, which is at 1301 North MacArthur Boulevard in Springfield. Probably end up there around 3 p.m. Admission to that is free. And then we're going to end the day at Lincoln's Tomb at 1500 Monument Avenue, Springfield, Illinois. Admission is free for that. We'll have to be there before 5 because they close at 5 p.m. Saturday evening, we'll have dinner together as a group, place to be determined. And then Sunday morning, the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum opens at 9 a.m. That does have an admission cost. It's $15. It's $12 for seniors and $10 for military with ID. That'll round out that Springfield trip. You do not have to be a member of our group to attend. You can just come and connect with our group. 8:30 in the morning, Saturday morning at the Lincoln's Home Visitor Center site. And lodging will be on your own. And there's no cost for that other than cost that you would incur for meals and lodging, and then for the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. Our next regular meeting is May 6th at the Catherine Linneman Library. We're going to round out our three-part study of the Federal 1862 campaign in the West and talk about Halleck's movement from Shiloh to Corinth. Henry Halleck amassed a huge federal force to try to capture the strategic crossroads of Corinth, Mississippi, and we're going to talk about that. A lot of people don't know about that because it's somewhat eclipsed by Shiloh. And then in May, on Sunday, May 18th, from 1 to 5, you don't want to miss this. Local historian Dorris Keeven-Franke is going to take us to several African-American Civil War history sites that are in the St. Charles City and County. So we're going to meet at 550 Madison Street in St. Charles at 1 o'clock, Sunday, May 18th, and go to several stops. One of those will include the site of a former contraband camp. One of those will include the site of a former Civil War fort. I suspect that's the Paruke Creek site. And nobody knows more about this subject than Doris, and she has lectured to several groups about this, and including our group, which our video is a few months ago here on our YouTube channel. And make sure you catch that video about Archer Alexander. And so now we're going to go out and look at some of these sites and see some of that terrain. And again, you don't have to be a member of our group to attend that. We would love for you to come, get to know some of us, and maybe become a member of our group once you see that we're really not that terrible of people. So anyway, if you have questions, you can email or call Doug. We also have a Facebook page, and we have a website. Thanks a lot for watching. We hope to see you at some of these events.